catching up with some folks I used to work with way back in the day. And in this case, it really was way back in the day. For those of you who remember Rush Hour on Dirt, the series that they did out in Weedsport, you saw Mark Kenyon a lot in the pit area as the reporter. His famous thing was he would take a knife and put it into the track, and that way you could see if it was hard and break the knife, or if maybe it would sink in, and that's how he did his track conditions. He also raced modifieds for 5 seasons, did a Troyer car, did some funny car stuff, so he not only comes at it from the media side, but he's done it himself. So let's head on down to Columbia, New Jersey. 69-year-old Mark Kenyon joins us right now. Mark, how the heck are you, man?
We're great. We're great. We're just, 69 years old. That sounds a little old, but I was a rookie at Syracuse in 1990. So what was I, 30, whatever,
Yeah.
9?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So, yeah.
That long ago. You're at your favorite restaurant tonight, too. Throw them a quick plug, because I understand the place where you are is pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it's a rancho. It's a highway that is runs parallel to Route 80, and it's the old school. It was built in the 30s, and big old rancho place and log cabin type of place, and it's just down home. And a friend of mine owns it, so we come here on Wednesday nights.
Very nice. So, 2 people we know. One is already in the Hall of Fame, and another good friend of ours is going to be going in very soon, Patrick Donnelly.
Yes.
I say well-deserved. Do you agree?
Well deserved. Patrick was the glue. Patrick was the guy that held it all together. And if we're going to talk a little bit about Patrick, I mean, he's so talented, and people don't realize when you meet him out what he's like behind 20 TV screens and 6 cameramen, and he's directing.
Yeah, and one of those guys, too, that unless you were on the inside, kind of like you and I were, most race fans probably never even see him, didn't even know he existed. But without his knowledge, This Week on Dirt, Rush Hour on Dirt, all that stuff would have been a lot different thing, and probably not as good.
All those Syracuse broadcasts, he was the one calling for what cameras were shooting what, and he's a racer. It's Glenn Donnelly's son. Mm-hmm. It's like royalty. You know, Patrick was there when Glenn was starting. He was, Patrick goes back, and Patrick's dedicated. As dedicated as Glenn is, Patrick's as dedicated.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, he edited all the packages for This Week on Dirt, so I got to do some voice work with him for a while. I mean, you talk about a guy who just had a vision for this. I really think he did.
Oh, he absolutely did. We did some radio shows, Dirt Dogs, and some stuff back in the day, and we did Weedsport. Doug, did you do live stuff with us at Weedsport?
Yes, I think it was the Empire Dirt series, right? I think it was Shane and I in the booth, and you in the pits, right?
Yeah. And how crazy was that? We were live. There was no like when you did your stand up in the beginning to introduce somebody. There was no do-over.
No.
You did it, and and Patrick was the one that had the, I know you're PG rated, but had the balls to do something like that live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I always liked live myself instead of doing multiple takes. I like the energy of live, and you did too, right?
Oh, it was, I loved it. Yeah, it was great. I mean, my TV days with Patrick were some of my most favorite days. And we traveled when we were doing the World Outlaw late models. We were traveling all over the Midwest, Tennessee. We were all over the place, and traveled with Patrick and Shaq and 6 other guys. We had a great time. But Pat put all that together.
He did. And I remember the Rush Hour Live days. We went all the way down to Del Mar, Delaware, and places like that. We really had a tight family in that crew, didn't we?
Yeah. It was all the same guys. Shaq was in the sound booth, and we lived. Rums was there doing his, doing his stuff, and it was just, the camera guys, and you were in the booth, and we had, it was just a good tight-knit group, but Pat was the one that, brought it all together. And I want to tell a story about Pat. I don't know if this is going to be politically correct or not, but I'm going to tell you the story because I find it amazing. And I love Pat. Pat's one of my dearest friends. People don't know I was a partner with Pat in a company called Team Media. We did hunting and fishing shows. Anyway, Patrick has a stutter. Mm-hmm. And he has a stutter, but when he is behind the the screens and the TV thing, and he's calling the shots, he doesn't stutter.
I didn't know
He's
that.
so intense. Oh, yeah, no, he doesn't.
Like Merle Haggard almost, right? Merle Haggard could sing and do everything without his stutter. But
yeah, like I said, I don't want to bring that. Like I said, I don't know, whatever. I'd say it in front of Pat, so I'd say it in front of you. You know, that, yeah, it's amazing. I find it amazing. And I spent years on headsets with him.
I didn't know that because I was usually doing somewhere else. I wasn't on the headset at that point. All right, Patrick.
I was.
Patrick has a question for me to ask you, and again, it's a PG channel, so I don't know where this is going. He says, Deer Creek, Minnesota, while we were checking the light out the night before the Speed Late Model show. Do you know what he's talking about?
I know exactly what he's talking about.
Okay. Is this a story we can tell, or no?
I guess we could. So we were in Deer Creek, Minnesota. We flew in. It was for a late model race. And we got there, and the story, I'll tell the whole story because we're whatever, and I'm old and it's not going to matter. We were in Minnesota, and we were driving down the highway to the track, and we saw this massive, had to be 15,000 square foot adult store. So we stopped there.
Oh, no.
And everybody had uniforms on and were dressed nice and whatever. Then we went to the track. We got to the track. We walked up to the ticket booth. I said, "Hi, I'm Mark Kenyon. We're here from Speed Channel." And the girl's like, "Oh, my God." And she whisks us up to the VIP towers, and we meet the president of Featherlight Trailers, and he drinks Crown Royal.
Nice. I love Crown Royal.
And we all drink Crown Royal. So we're with this guy, and we're drinking all night, and Patrick is there, and Terry Rumsey's there, and Shaq is there, and we're all there. And this guy is feeding us Crown Royal Reserve, the really good Crown Royal, and we're hanging out partying, and he says to me, "Well, if you TV guys need anything, let me know." And I said, "Well, we don't have a sponsor for the show." And he goes, "Well, what do you need?" I said, $25,000. That next day, when I got up in my hotel room, a guy was there and gave me a check for $25,000.
No kidding.
That's the Deer Creek story.
Okay.
That was back when Dirt first bought it, and they had all these high-end sponsorship guys.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
And they never really did anything. But that's the Deer Creek story. But we were pretty, needless to say, when we got to the ticket booth, we were already pretty partied up. And then when we sat and drank Crown Royal for, all the features and do whatever. Yeah. Conrad Clement was his name. He owned Featherlight Trailers.
Now, are you going to be able to make it up when Patrick goes in? By the way, we got about 2 minutes left to go.
Absolutely.
You're going to be here? Nice.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
And hopefully Terry will make it too. Because
Terry's coming. Shaq is coming.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah. No, Shaq is coming.
So I should plan on staying late. Huh.
I would. Yeah, we're gonna wind. I'm sure we're gonna wind back up at Patrick's place or somewhere.
Oh,
Logan will be there. We'll all be there.
Oh no, this is going to be too much fun, and with everybody else going in too. Tim Fuller and of course Daniel O'Brien. I mean, this is going to be wild. It's going to be so much fun. Well, I can't wait to see you again, man. So
it'll be great.
I know. I haven't seen Terry in forever, and again,
these
are all the people that brought these shows to you, all the people back behind the scenes that a lot of you never got to meet, and we all had so much fun. I mean, the road stories we could tell if this wasn't a PG channel would be endless, and might get me in trouble. So
no, we're good. We don't need any more. We'll tell stories at the Hall of Fame party.
Yeah, and the camera will not be there, guys. They will not be there. At some point, I'm going to put that away, and I know you guys would want to hear them, but trust me, maybe not. I'm going to let you get back to dinner with your lovely wife, Camille. That's one thing that we have in common. We both have a lovely wife named Camille. So
Camille,
I'll see you in a couple of months then.
All right, man. See ya.
Take care, Mark. You talking too. Hey, hit that blue E, subscribe, all that cool stuff. Turn on the notifications.
Oh, no, we're good. I followed it on Facebook. I'm good.
Awesome. You take care of yourself. I'll see you soon. Thank you.
See you.